Welcome to the show, everybody. And we're taking a look here, making sure everything's working. We have a new system here, and everything's all a little bit different. So I'm taking for granted that I'm connected and I'm streaming on 4680q.com. If I'm not, please send me a message. Text me a message on this little baby here, 289 994 7560. If I'm not streaming. If you can't hear me on 4680Q, well, then you're not going to get this message. I guess. I don't know. If you're not, text me. Yeah, how am I going to get that one out? I'm taking for granted that it's streaming and everything's working all right with our new system here. And it makes it a little bit easier, to be honest with you, but I don't know if it's working or not. So until somebody tells me, hey, I'm not hearing you, there's something wrong, then I don't even know. Anyway, my name is Paul K. Lemire. I started a little bit early to make sure I can get all this stuff going. To me, it looks like it's A1, number one here. So it seems like it's working. Anyway, this is 4680Q radio. That's where it's being broadcast. There's Harold out there, and it's a Your City, Your Voice. You know that. Oh, Manic Monday, and it is a Manic Monday this morning. December 1st, here we are, 24 days from Christmas, and that's fantastic. Only 24 days, and we're there. We have what looks like a pretty nice day coming up. When I got up this morning at 4:30, it was 29 degrees out, 29.62 on the barometer. It's gone up to 29.68 before I left, at 32 degrees, high pressure moving in. And that's why we're seeing a pretty good day here, partly cloudy, or mostly cloudy with some sun. So it has got sunny out, and nice sunny day. We dodged the big one over the weekend. There's supposed to be a big storm coming in, and we got just a little smattering of it, but nothing really major, nothing major. So that's fine, and should be good to go. So, 24 days to Christmas, 23 days before I get a week off. That's right. I'm off at Christmas. On the 24th, I take that day off, the day before Christmas, and I take Christmas Day off, and the whole week between. Too much going on for me that week. So I just take it off, the heck with it. And when it's all said and done, guess what? I'm probably not going to be taking it off. I got to come in here and do a show. There's too much going on in the world, but I will be doing some shows, probably from the studios of Video Sign Incorporated. So if you're looking to hear me live on the radio, you might not hear me, but you can watch the video. I always drop them by 3 o'clock. When I'm doing them from the studios of Video Sign Incorporated, I end up dropping the videos probably closer to noon, 1 o'clock. I start the show earlier, so it'll be on there. But either way, as we head towards there, we're going to be winding down City Council, with City Council meeting on December the 9th regarding ratifying the capital budget. And for any of you who listen to Your City, Your Voice, and Habsolutely, the Habsolutely show will go on between Christmas and New Year's. Too important a time of the season, too many games to play to be taking that one off. So we see this weather, and we've been lucky so far. I mean, look at everything's dry out there. It's just a nice day. Chilly but nice. Now, you know what's coming, so you got to get your car into Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Why fool around? Get your car down to Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership, to Wild Bill's. Ken Hunter will be there to greet you. And guess what's going to happen? He's going to check your car out from top to bottom. He's going to make sure everything's running right. And when that happens, you have a good motoring winter. You're going to be happy. Your defrosters are going to work. Your engine isn't going to freeze up because you don't have any antifreeze. Your brakes are going to work. Your heater system's going to work. You got your winter tires on. Hey, you're ready. And that's the important part. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Oakwood Drive, next to the Kia dealership. Give Ken a call today. Go to the website, wildbillsauto.ca. See all the services they provide. and you can make your appointment from there. Now, if you are on the internet, why fool around? Just go right over to Polymer 4793. That's how easy it is. That's my channel for this show. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments. The more you interact with the show by subscribing, it costs nothing. What the heck? Give me a break. Go over there and do me a good here. Um, yeah, the more you interact with the show, the better for the algorithm. The more the show gets out, the more the show gets out, the more that come to the party. The more that come to the party, the better, maybe the better turnout we're going to have for the election next year, because I talk a lot about that. So come on, do me a flavor. Subscribe, like, comment, and we're good to go. That's basically all there is to it. Your City, Your Voice on YouTube or Polymer 4793. Okay, my other sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. We'll be talking about Pete's Pizza later. A great place to grab yourself a nice pizza. Meteor Crater Report. Not much going on there. Big mess as usual. All the curtains they put up around it. It's top secret what's going on in there. I don't know what they're doing. They're radioactive or something. I'm not sure exactly why they got everything covered up. But either way, there it is. Curtain down. Blowing all over the place. You know, I've noticed it's becoming like a little wind tunnel down here too. There's a lot more garbage sitting on the lawns around here and everything than there was before. I don't know where it's coming from. Queen Street blowing down here. Either way, it's there. It's got trash here. And of course, the fencing on the Meteor Crater is blocking the sidewalk. So if you're going to walk on the one side of the street, forget about it. You have to walk on the street, which is going to be really, really interesting to see what they do when they start plowing snow in that around here. One side's for parking. They should really eliminate the parking on one side if they want to really do it right. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dope sitting in the studio here. And you don't have to agree with me on that. You don't have to agree with me. Okay, so let's start off with this, I read stuff in news and stuff that just blows my mind. How, this world is whacked. We know that. It's totally wacky. Parental advisory, there it is, see? But this one takes the cake. This one takes the cake. Now, the transgender traveler says she was left in tears after a TSA agent allegedly punched her in the testicles during a security check at JFK Airport. The travails of traveling as a transgender never end. That's right. A TSA agent punched her in the testicles. Apparently, the man, hold it. The woman shared the incident on social media before deciding that wasn't smart and deleted her posts. But not before the social media crowd got a hold of it. She claimed the agent became aggressive after discovering she was a transgender. The transgender woman, I guess, transgender man or transgender woman, I don't know what to call it. And I quote, they wrote, "Hi, so a TSA agent at JFK Airport punched me in the genitals, the balls, yelled at me for having a penis, and humiliated me in front of everyone after I told her to please stop the inspection. The trans said the encounter left her in pain. Yeah, her balls hurt. And feeling publicly humiliated. Is it possible? Here's my question. Is it possible to punch a woman in the balls? That's my question. There's no woman I know has them. Aren't these the same people that said follow the science? Huh. But you know what? Here's the way I look at it. Sometimes a good punch in the balls will solve any gender confusion problems. Hey, the whole thing is nuts. Let's move on. See what I did there? Okay, I see the parking pass that King James the Weird is offering everyone to park on your own streets. Yeah, that's right. You got to pay $35 to park on the streets you own and maintain and have cleaned and everything. Is being offered to residents for a mere $35. And you know, every time I hear about this, it just angers me. I just get mad. Why are we as tax-paying citizens paying to park on the streets? We're paying to park on our own streets. That was my point. Think about it. We built the streets, and we can't park on them without paying. Sound right to you? What should be happening is that when you get your $4,000 tax bill in the mail, your property tax bill, there should be one of these passes in it automatically. It's a perk of living and being a taxpayer in Niagara Falls. They know the numbers. I mean, they've watched the numbers. They know the numbers. What would it cost the city? Think about it. Let's do some simple math here. You know, when nothing else works, you turn to math to figure it all out. So, say there are 25,000 registered residential taxpayers, right? And you gave them a $35 pass. So you take 35 times 25,000 and you get $875,000. That's what the city would be giving out the passes worth. But then again, you're just losing money when there's nobody, when people are using it. Because if they're not using it, you lose nothing. You lose absolutely nothing unless you're using it, right? So let's say 1% of the people use it. That would be 250 people. So what's the city losing out on? Well, 250 times 35, $8,750. That's it. And they're worried about $8,750 when they blow $25,000 on concrete ping pong tables and $5,000 on park benches. Give me a break. $17 million on a walking trail we don't need. Give me a break. Give me a break. So do what's right for the citizens of Niagara Falls. Give us a perk for hosting 2 casinos and living here. Put a free pass in every tax bill. It's our perk for paying taxes in Niagara Falls, one per household, used by whoever wants to use it. Now, wouldn't that be a nice Christmas present? The announcement that everybody's going to get a free parking pass that he wants $35 for now in their property tax bill. You know, not everybody's going to use it. I mean, all you have to do is see how many people bought it. Just see how many people bought it last year. 100? Whatever. They're the ones who used it, and they're the ones who are probably, going to keep using it, whether it's free or $35. And that's all the money you're going to lose. That's it. Figure it out. You know the numbers. You know who used these stupid things. But I wouldn't give the pass out to the 4,696 taxpayers whose property taxes are in arrears for a total of $34.6 million. That's what they owed the city. Now, I wouldn't give them a parking pass. No way. I mean, your taxes should have to be up to date for this fiscal year to be able to qualify. And they probably wouldn't care anyway. Probably none of them are using a parking pass. I don't think a lot of people in the city are. But regardless, it's a nice perk. So forget about that $35. I know there's a big thing in on Facebook about, oh, the parking passes are out. If you buy it now, you get the rest of this year free, and 35. No, no, no. Give it to us. Don't be a chimichanga. Give it to us. As far as I'm concerned, we deserve it living in this city. Okay, so December 9th is the council meeting to ratify the capital budget. The region is going to spank us hard this year. Why? Well, the behemoth of an ag regional police budget remains unchanged. And they wanted like an 11.5 or 11.8% increase over last year, heading into the $250 million range. Yeah, they're closing in on $250 million as their budget. Good isn't good for taxpayers. That's me and you, taxpayers. We're the guys. And December 11th is D-Day there. We're capital budget on December 9th. Their December 11th is D-Day for their budget to be approved. Now, regional council is pretty well stymied. The only thing they can do is send the budget back to Police Services Board and demand cuts. They can't line item the budget themselves. If the police board and the council cannot come to an agreement on a number that makes both of them happy, it goes to Ontario Police Arbitration and Education Committee for final decisions. So if it goes there, well, I mean, they're probably going to say, oh, yeah, they need it. Crime is high in Niagara, blah, 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 blah. They need the money to keep things, just to maintain everything they're doing. So that's that. No arguments, no nothing. A lot of councillors are stymied with the decision. They know it's going to hurt taxpayers to approve this budget, but as they look around the city, they see a huge increase in criminal activity. They see homeless encampments. They see criminal gangs from Toronto controlling the streets, smash and grab shootings, murders, home invasions. The escalation in crime and danger to constituents is apparent with no end in sight. They haven't been able to stop it, and they're not gonna. They're not gonna, because at the end of the day, they arrest these people and they're right back on the street. It's a turnstile at the courthouse. They walk in, walk out with no bail or low bail, and as they're walking out the door and they see the cop that was there that arrested them in the first place, they give him the finger and keep going, laugh at him. It's a joke. This whole thing's a joke. Don't you get it? I mean, it's not funny, but it's a joke. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So, with the police budget making up a large percentage of the regional budget, some councillors think there should be more discussions about the budget. They don't want to just okay anything. Some think it's needed, and there's not much they can do if they want a robust police presence in Niagara. Police contracts make up 90% of the police budget. They're collectively bargained wage settlements and benefits, and there's not a lot of room for reductions without service cuts. According to Chief 40, who gave a 2-hour presentation regarding police service in the region, he emphasized that with the wages and the collective agreements in place, there's not a lot of wiggle room. He maintains that the 11.5% increase is not adding service. It's just maintaining the level of service they are delivering now. And if you ask most people, they don't think it's very good right now. Yeah, well, ask people on the streets what they think of the police services, what they're doing. And you throw the weak laws and the weak courts, it's a vicious circle of crime that the officers really do try to stop, but they can't. They can't when all the criminals are back on the street. So I think December 11th, that regional council meeting, they usually happen on a Thursday. going to be a long night for regional councilors as they tackle not only the police budget, but the overall levy budget, the Niagara Transit budget, and the regional water wastewater budget. All that are going to be going up, which means more for us. Regions broke, taxpayers are broke. They don't have a lot in their banks. Let's see what the region wants to withdraw this year. And we kind of have an idea what the city wants to hit us with, 6%. The region wants 10%. Of course, that's shared amongst everybody that lives in the Niagara region. So we're not going to get hit with 10% from the region, but we will get hit with a percentage of it. It never ends. It never ends. Things get out of hand. They got to learn to budget. They got to learn to live within their means, and not always come to the taxpayers. Remember my little shot glass demonstration? Same thing goes for the region. Same thing goes for the region. Thanks to Bill Sawchuk of the St. Catharines Standard for that report, and we'll have to wait till the 11th of December and see what they actually do. Well, let's run over to La Belle Province, Quebec, who has totally had it with the Muslims, the ones that are looking to take over the province. Radical Islam has taken over the country, and Quebec has had enough. They've taken over the streets, taken over our parks, taken over our shopping malls and our businesses. And they're not stopping there. They want it all. Like in Minnesota, like in Dearborn, like in Mississauga, they won't stop until they dominate, and Quebec has had enough. A new bill in Quebec, Bill 9 they call it, would ban prayer rooms in schools and ban prayer and religious-based meals. Whether kosher or halal, they're going to ban them in schools as well as hospitals. It also bans wearing religious symbols in daycare centers. No burqas, no hijabs, no kippas. I never heard of what a kippa is. Go to the East Coast, a kipper, keeper. That's a fish. I don't know what a kippas is. So what they're going to do is phase out public subsidies for religious private schools that select students or staff based on religious affiliation or that teach religious content, and prayer spaces in public institutions, including universities, as well as group prayers in public spaces such as parks, without municipal authorization. They say universities are not a temple or church. And they're going to expand the requirements to have an uncovered face at all times to anyone present in a public education setting. And they want to ban them. They want to ban them all, everywhere. And this bill also invokes the notwithstanding clause preemptively, thus shielding it from challenges under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So if they go to the courts, no, they can't go to the courts about it. And this follows up a bill passed earlier this year requiring immigrants to embrace the common culture of the province. And you know, that's what should be happening in Canada. I mean, of course, as you would expect, the Bleeding Heart Liberals, they oppose the new bill. I mean, anything to keep Canada Canadian and protect the Canadian culture is always opposed in Canada. Maybe the rest of Canada is paying attention. The last 10 years have not been immigration. It's been an invasion. It's got to stop. Quebec is stopping it. They've had it. They're not giving up their province to invaders. And that's the bottom line. So if these people think they're going to get it, they're not. They're not. If they don't like it, assimilate, or they can go where they came from. Assimilation was the expected result of immigration. But that hasn't happened. Now it must be addressed, and Quebec is addressing the problem, saying and doing what no other province will even discuss. People don't speak of it for fear of reprisal. Quebec is leading the country to keep Canada, Canadian, and Quebecois. So there you go. That's what's happening over there. Will it spread across Canada? I don't know, but something should be done. I mean, we can't let this happen. They're in main streets, blocking main streets on 5 times a day, uh, praying, and the big speakers calling them to prayer. And I know people go, "Oh, you didn't say that about the Italians." No, we didn't. No, we didn't. They came here, and they're gonna hammer me for it. But you know what? It's the truth. Quebec's got it right. You might not agree. Leave a comment. What do you think? Is Quebec violating any rights, or are they out of control over there? Or is this fine with you? Let me know in the comments. Come on. If you have any messages, you can send them to me. If you have any comments right now, 289-994-7560. Send me your comments. What do you think? Canada for Canadians? Should they assimilate? Should they do what we do? Or should they be allowed to have their own culture in our country? Tell me what you think. Leave a comment. So, our fearless leader, elbows up a-hole leader, has just handed President Trump a $1 billion victory. Yes, while he's flitting around third world countries looking for goofy deals, Nutrien, one of Canada's most important companies and the world's largest potash producer, just announced it will invest $1 billion in Longview, Washington State, because after a decade of liberal management, Canada is choked with port congestion, endless labor disputes, which we see all the time. There's always somebody disputing something in the labor markets. Glacial speed legislation and regulation. Oh, yeah, it takes years and years to do anything. Of everybody whining and crying about stuff. Unstable supply chains. Well, yeah, you can't make deals with your biggest trading partner. That's unstable supply chains. Smothered by carny globalist modern economy nonsense. These are the reasons they're moving. They've had it. They're getting the hell out and taking their $1 billion with them. And this isn't just a business move. This is a verdict. This is a verdict on Canada and Carney and Trudeau and what's happened to this country. The verdict is handed down. The verdict is their part on doing business in Canada. A $1 billion business is moving to the US because the US is now cheaper, faster, more stable than Carney's Canada. Capital goes where it's respected. And this is a warning shot to every country dabbling in elite globalist economy fantasies. And, this is what he's doing. We got a whack job for prime minister. He's doing nothing for the country. And I don't care what that goofball Joe DiBiase on Facebook says. Carney is his hero. Oh, he's done everything. He's making Canada great again. No, he's not. Joe, you're a whack job. What's Carnage have to say? Well, he's going to import some camels and dates from third world countries to spur the economy. It's probably what his answer is going to be. Flying around, making no deals, coming home empty-handed, saying we don't care about the U.S. This guy. Can he screw up the country any more than he has in 10 months or whatever he's been in? He hasn't been in, 7 months? In other stupid Carney news, Carney appointed Christina Freeland as the some kind of ambassador, and she stepped down in that position, ambassador to Ukraine or something to fix Ukraine. Oh yeah, she was the ambassador for the reconstruction of the Ukraine, but she stepped down and now works as CEO of the Rhodes Trust, which wants Canadians to fork over $100 billion to reconstruct the Ukraine. And she officially says that Russia is defeated. I guess she hasn't read the news about the Ukraine lately, where Zelensky and his whole cabinet, everybody, are going to get arrested for embezzling billions of dollars of the money that Canadians and other suckers gave them. We're going to get screwed by this one. We're going to get screwed. Our money's gone. It went to these guys so they could have private jets and yachts and everything else. I mean, but it makes you laugh because you've known Ukraine is just a laundromat. It's always been a laundromat. It's the most crooked country ever, and Zelensky is another piece of dirt. I'm wondering who's getting greased with the 100 billion. Somehow we know Brookfield will take billions of it. You just know it, right? Brookfield has their hands wherever Carney goes. They give 4.3 billion to Ukraine, and Carney comes out with a contract for Brookfield for 4.3 billion. That's the way it works with this guy. He's doing it all over. His company is richer than ever. He's making more money than ever. His wife and kids live in New York City. They don't even live in Canada. This is a joke. This is a joke. Who elected him? Besides Joe DiBiase. Did anybody else vote for this guy? Oh my goodness. Then the plot thickens in the Ukraine. The plot thickens. And all the money gone, billions and billions stolen, embezzled, to live lavish lifestyles. While 1 million people are getting killed, a whole generation of Ukrainian men have been wiped out. Man, I hope they all get arrested, and they all get tried, and they all get hung by the neck until dead. Nova Scotia gets it. Why can't Big Mouth Billy Bass, the elbows up freak in Toronto, get it? What are we talking about? Well, we'll get back to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. And don't forget, if you want to give me a text message commenting on anything about the show, 289-994-7560. So our second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, the way to get a good pizza, the way you want your pizza is consistency. Whenever you get a pizza, you want to know it's good. That going there and getting a pizza, it's fantastic, and a week later getting it, it's terrible. That doesn't cut it with me. I want to know that these guys know what they're doing and they can repeat the success of one pizza. How do they do it at Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue? Well, pretty easy, really. They use the Mancini family for their sauce. They use the Mancini family for their crust. They use a beautiful blend of brick cheese and mozzarella cheese. Put it on the pizza in the right ratio with the sauce. That's very important. And then you add fresh toppings, throw it in the oven, not a conveyor belt, an oven, and you cook it to perfection. That's the way you get a good pizza. That's the way they do it at Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue and Pete's Pizza at their new location, Thoroldstone and Kayla Road. Hell yeah, the guys in the northwest section of Niagara Falls can now enjoy a great pizza. Congratulations. What else do they have there? Oh, wings, poutine, steak and cheese poutine. They have panzerotti. They have chicken parm sandwiches, steak sandwiches. They run the whole gamut. All great food, all freshly prepared. Unbelievable. You can't go wrong when you hit up Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Believe me. Believe me. You just dribbled water all over the place. Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222. To order yourself a fresh pizza, go to their website, petespizzavictoria.ca. You can see all the different items they have and order from the website. They use Dine, they use Skip, they use Dash, whatever they're all called. Doesn't matter. They use all the services. You can't go wrong. Order a pizza today. You know you want one. It's Monday. Why wouldn't you want a pizza? I know, I want one all the time. As a matter of fact, I had a couple pieces this morning. I always do. I shouldn't admit that. My doctor's listening. He's gonna tell me I gotta cut down on the pizza. But hey, my favorite food. What am I gonna do? I'm addicted. So Nova Scotia gets it. But yeah, we have Big Mouth Billy Bass up at Queen's Park. You don't get it. Nova Scotia liquor stores will once again stock booze from the U.S. beginning today, right in time for Christmas. You want that beautiful bottle of bourbon? Well, if you're in Nova Scotia, you can get it. If you're in Ontario, no, not available. Nova Scotia, though, if you're out there, grab a bottle. But it's for a limited time only because they're going to run out. The province will be selling off its remaining stock of alcohol from the U.S., and they plan to donate the proceeds to charity. How nice is that? Things just sitting in warehouses doing nothing. They've already paid for it, so what the hell? Premier Tim Houston said all the hooch they paid for is going back on the shelves. They're not going to let it go to waste. And Ontario has billions of dollars of American hooch. All they have to do is just release it and put it on the shelves. It'll be gone. I mean, why let it go to waste? But much like the Easter cream egg, once it's gone because they don't plan to reorder. He's still a little bit elbows up. But at least he's trying. He says the city has around $14 million of the booze, and they're going to net $4 million after they sell it all. So charity's going to get $4 million. Beautiful. Now, see, if I were him, I would tack on $10 a bottle for every bottle they have when they sell it. And one fee, $10 a bottle. Make even more money, and then I would continue to stock it. But with the $10 elbow up tax on it, yeah, EUT, elbows up tax. You give people the choice of their favorite bourbons and vodkas and wines. Wines you put $5 a bottle on. But hey, that's just me. This is a great way to make money. People want bourbon. They want this stuff. Why not sell it to them? Just put a little bit of an EUT on it, the elbows up tax, so we can make a little bit more for taxpayers. Why let it rot on the shelf, Doug Ford? Either way, the money's good. It's going to charity. This time of year, people need it. So what the hell, right? It's too bad he didn't start this sooner, though, the guy from Nova Scotia, Tim Houston, because they'd have it all sold out, and they'd have a lot of money to give to people that need it during the Christmas season. Big Mouth Billy Bass, are you listening up there in Queen's Park? Come on, get on the ball. Let's go. Don't waste that booze. Get it on the shelves. Let's sell it before Christmas. Everybody wants it. Yeah, even I bought a bottle of Jim Beam when I was in Erie. Brought it back. Can't get it, so I thought, what the hell? I like bourbon, so I bought a bottle, and now I feel like it. I have a bourbon and Coke or bourbon and branch water. I don't drink, though, really. I mean, the bottle will probably never get open, but it's there for anybody else. Okay, President Trump isn't fooling around anymore. Not that he ever has. I mean, President Trump don't mess around. When he says something, he means it. Promises made, promises kept. That's what it's all about. But he's really on the warpath against these illegal criminals in the U.S. and is moving to get them all out. He wants them gone, especially after the attack on the two National Guardsmen, where 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom was killed in the attack, shot right in the face and died from it. And the other person that was with her, I can't remember his name. I got it here somewhere. I'll say it in a minute. But he immediately, Trump, suspended any immigration from Afghanistan and is investigating the shooter and his family. So no fooling around. They're investigating the shooter's family and other Afghan nationals that Joe Biden let in the country after the U.S. pullout. Terrible pullout. 13 service people were killed on it. The biggest disaster and embarrassment ever in the United States. These guys are all going home. All the Afghans are going home. All asylum seekers are not welcome until they are vetted and screened to the maximum degree possible. No more coming in. Free ride is over for illegals. and the refugees trying to take advantage of America. Canada, are you listening? Are you listening? Are you aware of what's going on? Now, it's not only about that, it's about the auto pen as well. Everything, save Hunter's pardon, is being deemed illegal as Joe wasn't there and had no clue what his staff was doing. If Biden denies this, Trump will charge him with perjury. It's all coming down for the Pelosi gang and criminal enterprise. They're all going down, and Obama's the only one that probably will get away with what happened because it's all coming back to him. It's all back on him. I don't know if Congress or the Senate or anybody is willing to take down a former president and send him to jail. He deserves to go. We'll see what happens, but he might be the only one that's going to get out of it. You know, with all the rest of these Brennan and all the other ones, they're all going to get it. Now, if the Afghanis that are here illegally aren't bad enough, now we have a big problem with these Somalians. Ilan Omar, she and her criminal network of welfare cheats, they're all going down with her. They're all being looked at as proof that all these illegals are all in cahoots in a criminal enterprise to scam money from welfare in Minnesota, sending billions to Somali terrorist group Al-Shabaab. 25% of Somalia's GDP is coming into Somalia from Somalians living in the U.S. And that was all brought in by Obama. So this is going to end. This is it. It's over. And Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, that whack job that ran with Harris, he's right at the head of it. He's the one that let all this happen. He's responsible, and he could be going down too. But all these people are going, and including Ilan Omar, who hates the United States, talks against the United States. She's a seditionist, and she should be either arrested or sent home. She's no more a refugee in Minnesota than you or me. Her family was a ruling family in Somalia that was thrown out of the country for their Marxist Islamist views and atrocities on her own people. And they came to America under false pretenses, then took over to spread their Marxist views in the U.S. I mean, she married her brother to get into the United States. This is documented. This is true. So that is illegal. You can't do that. And it was a big lie, her getting in here. So she's going back. She's crapping her drawers. She's yelling and screaming and making a big fuss. But the bottom line is the bottom line. This happened. It's true. She's going. And speaking of Somalia, on Saturday, the U.S. Special Forces launched an operation in Somalia, a major ground assault against the Islamic State. Somalia province in the Balad Valley of Puntland. Intense fighting across the Kalmiskad mountain range. 100 special forces are in there, deployed. Direct strike on mountain terrorist strongholds are happening. Heavy engagements are reported between U.S. and ISIS Somalian fighters. Now they're saying this isn't a drone strike or some kind of advisory role for the U.S. It's a direct ground contact deep inside one of ISIS's most entrenched African hideouts. Stay tuned. These guys are all going back. They can all go back and fight for their country if they want, because they're not going to fight for the U.S. You know that. Stay tuned, and we'll see what happens with these Somalian warlords. Now down to Venezuela. Venezuela's really on edge now because an attack could happen any second. I mean, I'm watching the news all the time, and I'm just waiting for it to pop up. There was a live White House press briefing coming up, and it's going to happen. Maduro is said to have left the country, headed to greener pastures before he was caught and executed. His destination is unknown, but Turkey under President Tayyip Erdogan Could be a logical destination. Who knows? Maduro's being militant about it all, though. He's not standing down. He's drilling his air force and army to resist the U.S. invaders, but the reality is it won't even be a fight. Soviet fighter jets and older F-16s are not a match for the powerful U.S. forces. Those of the Soviet planes and the F-16s will be shot down before they even get to anywhere close to American uh, troops or ships or anything. And the F-18s will leave the Gerald R. Ford, the carrier, out in the Caribbean, and I don't care what countermeasures the Venezuelans have, whether radar, missiles, anything. They're going to be toast as soon as they're detected. They don't stand a chance. Now, Trump said he had discussions with Maduro regarding the situation. The conversations did not go well. The U.S. has offered the Venezuelan president the chance to leave the country for Russia or somewhere else. And he really hasn't been seen since last week. Then all of a sudden he showed up on Saturday or on Sunday as the U.S. closed all airspace over Venezuela. He was told by Trump to get his family out and save them before harm came to him. He never did, I don't think. Nobody knows. They haven't seen him, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it doesn't look good for him. He's using Cuban nationals as bodyguards, but with a $50 million bounty on his head, who knows if he can trust them? And he doesn't trust the Venezuelans that he had around him protecting him because they might take everybody up on the $50 million. Now, the end is near. We know it because the Russians and Chinese are pulling their personnel out of Venezuela, abandoning Venezuela, knowing what will happen. They don't want to be involved. They're getting the hell out of town before the attacks start and they get wound up in it. So, something's coming. They know something's coming. They've probably been warned by Trump. It's coming down. Get the hell out or you're going to be involved. So, there you go. And speaking of major immigration changes, since the shooting in Washington, Trump's really laid down the law. Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf, the other gentleman that I was talking about, who was in critical condition, fighting for his life, they still don't know whether he's going to live. The perpetrator said to have CIA ties and was radicalized while in the U.S. President Trump said last week he would permanently pause migration from third world countries and let the U.S. catch up on the backlog of applications of people wanting to be allowed in the U.S. legally. And I said this a long time ago, that what Canada has to do is put a stop on immigration. We have way too many people that have come to this country. They have no jobs. They're living off the taxpayer dollars, big money. They're overwhelming our health system, our schools, everything, our housing markets. They haven't been vetted. We don't know who they are. These guys, terrorists, they're here too. Don't think we're immune to that kind of thing in Canada. They're here. They're protesting on the streets. One day, it's going to happen here because we've let in people that we haven't vetted properly. So we need to stop it. I'd say put at least a 3-year freeze. This was my thing, and that was a couple years ago. Put a 3-year freeze on immigration. Only bring in what we need. In other words, if we need engineers, we bring in engineers. If we need doctors, we bring in doctors. Very selective. They come in legally, and that's that. We don't let anybody else in. That'll give us time to catch up, the housing market to catch up, the health systems to catch up. We'll be able to take a breath and catch up. So that's what he's doing, Trump, in the States. Now, they're claiming that this guy got asylum during the Trump administration. But basically, Kristi Noem, Homeland Security Chief, said that the guy was granted asylum under Trump but never vetted once Biden took over. So, yes, the Trump administration that ran from 20 to 2024, or that ran from 2016 to 2020, granted him asylum, but he was supposed to be vetted, and he never was by the Biden administration, as most other asylum seekers under Biden never got vetted. But now they're not going to get in. They're going to have to go through the vetting process, and some of the people who are already there here are going to have to go through it as well. They're not getting off the hook. Any new ones for sure, if they even let them in. And there was another Afghan terrorist being held in Texas as he made a social media post about building a bomb and threatening to blow up the building in Texas, Fort Worth. Mohammed Dawood El-Okazi took place before the shootings in Washington. He's being held in a correction center. He made a threat the day before the Washington shootings. And this is what's happening down there. There's going to be more that are found, charged, arrested, incarcerated. Canada, are you listening? We're not immune to this. These people are here too. And whether you like it or not, they're here. They're sleeper cells, and they could become active. Just the way it is. And if you're not learning from what's going on in the States, from all of this, from immigration, from terrorist attacks, it's all related. We see these people marching on the streets, causing disruption to traffic, wearing and supporting terrorists. And we in Canada lift the Palestinian flag over Toronto City Hall, supporting a terrorist group. It's crazy. It's insane, but that's what's happening. Be vigilant, be aware, know what's going on around you, and let's hope it works out good for everybody. We don't see this. We don't need this. We don't want this, but hey, it's here. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'm out of here. It's a short day. It's a short day for me. Maybe tomorrow will be shorter. I came in a little early to check out the new system. It seems to be working beautifully here. I hope it says we're connected to streaming. It's live. 52 minutes of streaming so far. Everything seems to be working right. I know my video will be fine because that's a whole separate system that I have. But I hope you guys could get the show. And if you didn't, just let me know and we'll figure it all out. But so far, it seems so good. Tomorrow, Trash Talking Tuesday, I'll be in for that at noon sharp. And Wednesday, absolutely. And then Thursday and Friday, I got to get a guest in here. Maybe I'll get Al McKay in. I want to get Al McKay in before this region budget and everything else. Maybe we'll get him in here if he can come in during later on in the week. Somebody said to get Chris Regas in to talk about this $1 million that regional council waived for the development. He thinks it shouldn't be waived. It shouldn't be charged in the first place. Other people say, yeah, the region's broke. We need the $1 million. They shouldn't waive it. So I don't know what side of the coin you're on. If it was any other time and the region had money, waive it. That's one part of the argument. The other part is we don't have money. We need the $1 million. No, Niagara Falls, it's for underground parking. Niagara Falls doesn't charge for underground parking, only above ground because the land can still be used for other stuff. They're paying taxes on it. They pay development fees already, development charges already. Build the complex. So why charge them more for underground parking? Underground parking is more expensive. Doesn't take up land up on top of the ground. So they don't charge development fees for it. The region does, but they're waiving them. So there's where the issue is. What do you guys think? You think they should charge or not? I don't know. Anyway, see if Chris can get in here one of these days too. We're going to be rocking and rolling, moving around. So we'll see what happens as we move through the week here. Anyway, I'm out of here. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from the studios of 4680Q. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop and Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of the day. It should be dry. We should be okay. And we'll see you tomorrow. See what comes up tomorrow. There's lots happening in the world. Stay tuned. And don't forget to send messages on at 289-994-7560, even after the show. If you have something to say, send me a message. I'll get it on the show tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. It looks like everything is working A1 right here in the studio with our new system. Thanks to Julio and Pat Porter and everybody for getting it up. It's very, very, very easy to use. Easier than the other one, to be honest with you. Ciao, ciao. Talk to you later.